What's up, everybody? Good late afternoon or early evening. We have another injury report from the Seahawks, and we continue to try to learn what we can from what the Seahawks tell us. We also have an equivalent injury report from the Bengals, so let's go ahead and try to get an idea of what we're dealing with going into the weekend. So, this is Thursday, so if a player is not practicing by this point, it's time to get a little concerned. So, with that being said, I am a little bit concerned about Damen Lewis. He missed practice for the second day in a row, ankle injury. It's starting to look like he may miss this game, starting to look like a more realistic possibility. We're not going to know for sure until tomorrow, of course, but at this point, I would say don't expect to have Damen Lewis. And that's a loss. That's a significant loss that he hasn't been great this year, if we're being perfectly honest, but him not being out there hypothetically puts us in a very awkward situation. So, Damen Lewis, hopefully he practices tomorrow, but right now, two missed practices in a row, not good. DK Metcalf, on the other hand, he missed practice again, but I have no concerns there. He's going to play, he's going to be fine. This is. I believe that the ribs are actually injured, but I also think that the injury is, as much as anything, an excuse for a veteran player to not have to participate in every practice where he would probably be finding something else. He's just, at this point, he's a veteran. I know it seems like he's still young, and he is, but he's been here for, this is what, his fifth year now. He's a veteran at this point. He doesn't need to participate in every practice. So, no concerns about Metcalf. Kobe Bryant and Artie Burns did not participate either. It's time to start thinking those guys might be out, I think. I don't see either of them playing. I didn't get a great feeling from it yesterday either, and today even more so. So it looks like we're going with Witherspoon, Woolen, and Trey Brown, and probably going to have to dig deep a little bit for depth beyond that. It's going to be guys like Lance Boykin maybe getting involved a little bit. Now, there was one new addition to this DNP list that is interesting, right? Because you got Jordan Brooks, but that doesn't mean anything. We all know that Jordan Brooks is going to be skipping practice on Thursday, maybe this whole year, because of the surgery he had in the offseason. We're just trying to take it easy on him. Drew Lock did not participate in practice with an ankle, and earlier today, the Seahawks signed Holton Allers back to their practice squad, probably with an eye to promote him to the active roster for the game if Drew Lock can't go. So that indicates to me pretty strongly that Drew Lock, they're not expecting him to be available on Sunday. At the very least, they think it's a realistic possibility that he's not available on Sunday. So that's not a great feeling when you're about to play this Bengals team with a Geno Smith that you know is less than 100%. I know he's fine, but we don't know if he's all the way there yet. Another hit could provoke a much stronger reaction than it normally would, and it's not a good time for Drew Lock to have an ankle injury out of nowhere because this was not on the radar on Wednesday at all. So this is not a great time for Drew Lock to be missing practice and potentially being held out. But with what happened today, I kind of expect him to not be ready to play. I got to be honest. And I don't know what it was that happened. I haven't heard anything about that. I just know that it doesn't look great for him. But that's your DNP list. No big change from yesterday other than Drew Lock. But obviously, the closer you get to the game, the more concern you get. Limited participation in practice was Phil Haynes. And he was limited yesterday as well. So probably a pretty good chance that he plays. If Haynes can practice in a limited form 2 days in a row, he's probably in good shape. Now, we did get some good news in this area as well. You can see that we had Charles Cross limited yesterday. Today, he was a full participant, which means he's progressing, and it's basically a guarantee that he's going to play at this point. We also had Geno Smith with his second straight day of full participation, along with Jarran Reed and Draymond Jones. So you can feel very comfortable that all those guys are going to play. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. We are thin on the defensive line. We need Reed, we need Jones, we need Edwards, we need all hands on deck with our defensive linemen. And Jamal Adams, not even listed. Not even listed with an injury because he cleared the concussion protocol, so nothing to worry about there. So, some good news down here for sure. Cross going from limited to full is big. That is massive, monstrous. And he's got his hands full this weekend, so hopefully he really is ready to go. But this looks very promising to me. And as much as Stone Forsyth fought the good fight, I'm happy to have our potential future Pro Bowler back out there, our former top 10 pick out there for sure. So this stuff down here is pretty good. Frustrated with Damen Lewis, but other than that, everything else seems to be headed in the right direction. Now, the Bengals injury report, I pulled this off of their SB Nation site. A little bit shorter, but there's some significance here. But things seem to be trending in the right direction for them to get some of their players back. Like you've got Awuzie, he's one of their top cornerbacks. He might even be, I don't know if he's their number one corner, but he does play a lot for them. He went from a DNP on Wednesday to a LP today. So he is trending to be able to play. Maybe not 100%, but he is trending to play. And you've got T. Higgins, the other big one. He was limited in Wednesday. They were kind of testing him out Saquon style. And then he was limited again today. So I'm not going to say he is going to play because this does feel a little Saquon-like, where they were just kind of testing him throughout the week to see how close he was. And eventually at the end they just said it's not happening. But it seems like T. Higgins is going to play. And that is a big deal for that offense that leans so heavily on their receivers. Akeem Davis-Gather was a DNP for the second day in a row, so his status is in question for sure. Devin Harper, however, did practice in a limited form on Thursday, so that is a good sign for him. One interesting thing that did pop up today was Miles Murphy. He had a personal issue, and he missed practice on Thursday, but assuming the personal issue is not some ongoing long process, he'll probably be able to play. It's not injury related, so there's probably nothing to go on there. The main guys to keep an eye on going forward would be Awuzie and Higgins. Those guys being able to play versus them not being able to play would change this upcoming Sunday's game dramatically. So those are the two things I'm watching for tomorrow. But as of right now, both guys look like they got a real good shot to play. So it's going to be a mostly healthy Bengals team. I mean, Joe Burrow looked healthy on Sunday. So it looks like he's back. And it's about, I would say they are as close to full strength as you could reasonably expect for an NFL team in the midseason. So we've got some concerns. We've got some problems going on here. But overall, the bye week was well timed and well used. We got Cross back. Got a chance to get Lucas back next week. Phil Haynes had the opportunity to come back because of this bye week. So all in all, it was a needed bye week, but now we just need one last push. Hopefully it comes tomorrow and we can get some of these guys on the field for this very, very key game. See you guys later.